to the deep dive. We're the show that digs through sources to pull out, well, the insights that matter, helping you get informed fast. Today, we're getting into something that sounds maybe a little basic: daily routines.
Right, but they're deceptively simple, aren't they?
Exactly. It's not just a schedule. It's more like a story you tell yourself and live out about what matters to you, your goals, your habits.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission here is to go beyond the obvious, pull out some really practical steps, maybe some surprising links from our sources to show you the real power in your everyday patterns.
Looking forward to it.
So let's start right where the sources do, with a question for you listening. What does your morning usually look like? Are you an early bird? Do you grab your phone the second you wake up?
Or maybe you start with some exercise. Meditation.
Yeah, lots of us kind of feel like we're chasing the day from the start, don't we?
We do.
But the sources suggest the key isn't some massive overhaul. It's actually in the small, consistent things.
Absolutely. It's amazing how those first few moments really can set the tone for everything else. And the sources really highlight that even tiny habits, things you barely think about, they add up to this bigger feeling of being in control, achieving things, just feeling better all day.
Okay, so let's get concrete. Our sources lay out a pretty simple but effective, healthy morning routine. Takes less time than you'd think. First up, waking early. They often mention around 6:30 or 7 a.m. Why that specific window, roughly?
Well, it's less about the exact time maybe, and more about claiming that quiet period before the emails, the calls, the demands start piling up. It lets you start proactively, on your terms, not just reacting. It's like creating a little buffer zone for yourself.
Right, a buffer zone. I like that. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Something that feels almost trivial, making your bed.
Yeah, but it taps into this idea of like a domino effect.
How so?
Making the bed is your first completed task. Done. It's a small win right away. And that tells your brain, okay, I did something. I'm organized. It builds momentum. It's like a tiny act of discipline that makes the next task feel easier.
Yeah.
A keystone habit.
A keystone habit. Okay, interesting. Then, after that win, drink water. Seems obvious, but what's the deeper reason?
Well, think about it. You haven't had anything to drink for, 7, 8 hours? Maybe longer?
Right.
So rehydrating first thing is just crucial. It wakes everything up, your cells, your brain, helps flush things out. It's like a system reboot, really. Get you ready to focus.
System reboot, okay. Then, movement. Just 10 or 15 minutes, light stretching, maybe some yoga, not a full workout.
Yeah, exactly. It's about the transition. Gently waking up your muscles, getting the blood flowing. It signals to your body, okay, time to shift from rest mode to active mode. Helps with stiffness, boosts your mood. It's easing in.
Easing in, okay. And then, the classic, shower, get ready, even if you're working from home.
Yes, that's important.
And finally, a decent breakfast. Oats, fruit, eggs, something like that. The sources say this whole sequence, maybe less than an hour, but huge impact.
That's totally right. The showering, getting dressed, it's a mental switch. It tells your brain you're shifting from sleep to purpose. Even if your commute is just to the next room. And breakfast, skipping it is, it's just not smart.
Yeah, the sources were clear on that.
Your body, your brain, they need that fuel. Good carbs, protein, gives you steady energy, stops that mid-morning crash. It's essential fuel.
Okay, so that's the positive picture. Let's flip it. What are the common traps? Things that mess up our routines, even when we mean well. The sources point out a few big ones. First, waking up and immediately scrolling social media.
Well, that's a huge one. And it's sneaky, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because it just sucks up time, obviously, but also your mental energy. Before you've even really centered yourself, you're hit with everyone else's stuff. Comparisons, news, anxieties. It pulls your focus outward instantly before you've set your own intention for the day.
Right. Derails you before you start. Okay. And then skipping breakfast, which we touched on, but it's listed as a common mistake.
Yep. Worth repeating. Your brain needs that fuel. Your body needs that metabolic kickstart. Skip it, and you're likely looking at energy dips, cravings, poor concentration later. False economy, really. Save 10 minutes, lose an hour of focus.
False economy. Good way to put it. And the last couple the sources mention, working flat out with no breaks and just sitting all day, no movement.
We think we're being super productive, right? Just powering through.
Yeah.
But our brains don't actually work like that. They need downtime, even 5-10 minutes to just wander, process things, helps consolidate information, prevents burnout.
Okay.
And the sitting. Well, we all know sitting too much is bad news. Health risks galore. But even just short bursts of moving around, stand up, walk a bit, stretch, it makes a real difference. Circulation, mood, everything.
So if people listening recognize themselves in these pitfalls.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up.
Yeah.
The sources are really encouraging here. Small changes done consistently, that's what makes the difference over time.
Yeah.
It's all about progress, not trying to be perfect overnight.
Progress, not perfection. I like that. Okay, so that mindset applies beyond the morning too, right? Let's talk afternoon and evening routines. One suggestion is a short break right after work or studying. Go outside, walk, stretch. Why is that transition important?
It's like hitting a reset button. Creates a clear separation between work mode and personal life mode.
Oh, okay.
Helps you shake off the stress of the day, clear your head before you shift gears. Otherwise, that mental fatigue just carries over.
Right, prevents the carryover, okay. And then as evening rolls in, some key things for better rest. First, watch the caffeine and sugar intake.
Yeah, obvious maybe, but crucial. They're stimulants.
Mm.
Even if you think you can sleep fine after a late coffee, it often messes with the quality of your sleep, the deep restorative cycles.
So you might sleep, but not well.
Exactly. Less refreshing.
Yeah.
And same goes for too much sugar late in the day.
Got it. Another tip, eat dinner ideally before 9 p.m.
This is about digestion. If you eat a big meal right before bed, your body's working hard on that when it should be winding down for sleep.
Makes sense. Can lead to discomfort too, right?
Definitely. Indigestion, reflux,
Yeah.
just makes it harder to settle into deep sleep. Giving your body a couple hours to digest first is much better.
Okay. And something for mental health. Connect with people, family, friends.
Yes, this is so important.
Yeah.
We focus a lot on the physical habits, but social connection is a huge part of well-being. Just talking, sharing your day, listening. It lowers stress, builds connection, balances you out emotionally. It's a really healthy way to unwind.
Healthy unwinding.
Yeah.
And then the one that's tough for, well, probably most of us, screens off at least 30 minutes before bed.
Oh, yeah. The struggle is real. But it's pretty much non-negotiable for good sleep hygiene.
Why exactly? The blue light.
Exactly. That blue light basically tells your brain, hey, it's daytime. Stay awake. It suppresses melatonin, the hormone you need to feel sleepy. So putting the phone, the tablet, the laptop away gives your brain the signal it needs to naturally wind down and prepare for sleep. Makes falling asleep easier and improves sleep depth. Okay, 30 minutes minimum. And one last tip before actually sleeping, write down tomorrow's tasks. How does that help?
It's a brain dump. Gets all those churning thoughts, the to-do list items, out of your head and onto paper.
Ah, so your mind isn't racing with them while you're trying to sleep?
Precisely. You've captured them. They're safe. It reduces that pre-sleep anxiety and mental clutter, letting your mind actually relax. Simple, but really effective.
Brain dump.
Okay.
Now, the final phase, the night routine itself. Setting up tomorrow. Brushing teeth standard.
Basic, yes, but it's also a ritual, a clear signal. Day is done, time for rest.
Then maybe some light reading, calm music.
Yeah, activities that soothe the mind, shift gears away from stimulation towards relaxation, helps create that calm state needed for sleep.
And reflecting on the day. What went well, what maybe didn't.
This isn't about criticism. It's about awareness, learning, acknowledging wins, identifying maybe one thing to adjust tomorrow. It fosters growth and actually can reduce anxiety about the next day. Ends the day on a more positive, constructive note. And finally, aiming for a consistent bedtime. The sources often suggest around 10:30 or 11 p.m.
Consistency is absolutely king for sleep. Bedtime, wake-up time.
Yeah.
Keeping them roughly the same, even on weekends, helps regulate your body's internal clock, your circadian rhythm.
And that leads to
Better sleep quality, more restorative sleep, which then impacts, well, everything the next day. Mood, focus, energy, productivity, even your immune system.
wow. Okay. So when you put all these pieces together, morning, afternoon, evening, night, the payoff is pretty significant. Feeling more relaxed, sleeping better, clearer mind, more productive.
Exactly. It's a whole system working together.
Now, here's something I found really interesting, kind of a smart tip tucked away in the sources. Using your routine to learn English, or presumably any language, how does that work?
Isn't that brilliant? It makes language learning feel less like homework and more just part of your life.
Yeah.
The sources give some really practical ways to do this.
Like actually saying your actions out loud in English as you do them. I am waking up. I'm brushing my teeth. That kind of thing.
Exactly that. You're linking the new words and phrases directly to the real-world action. Context makes it stick so much better. You're living the language.
Living the language. Okay. What else?
Recording yourself speaking, even just for a minute a day, describing part of your routine.
Ooh, okay. Why recording?
Low-pressure feedback. You hear your own pronunciation, your flow. You spot things to work on, track your progress, builds confidence without the stress of talking to someone else initially.
Right, self-correction. And learning, say, 5 new words each week related to your routine.
Yes, focused vocabulary building,
Mm,
words you'll actually use every day, things in your kitchen, actions you take, makes it practical, immediately useful, much easier to remember than random lists.
practical, useful. Okay. And practicing simple conversations about routines, like asking yourself or a partner, what do you do every morning?
Yeah, it moves from single words to actual back and forth.
Mm.
You practice questions, answers about familiar stuff.
Yeah.
It makes learning conversational English feel natural, relevant, even fun, because it's tied to your real life.
Making it stick by making it real. That's clever.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. This deep dive really drives home that a routine isn't about achieving some impossible ideal. It doesn't need to be
Oh,
perfect.
absolutely not.
It just needs to work for you. And the big message seems to be start small. Pick one thing. Build from there.
Mhm.
Because fundamentally, these daily patterns, they're not just tasks on a list. They are literally shaping your lifestyle, your energy, your focus, your whole experience, really.
Well said. And it's worth remembering, every small intentional choice you make adds up. It's all part of becoming who you want to be. It's continuous improvement, one day, one choice at a time.
So as we wrap up, here's something for you to think about, maybe take away from this deep dive. Based on everything we've discussed, what's just one small thing you might want to change or perhaps add to your own